3, start.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Future Talks conducted by Prayaana. I am Tejal and we have Charvi with us and we will be your hosts for the day. Let's begin the session with a small introduction of Prayaana. Prayaana is a unique employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation ecosystem for women. Prayaana Labs gives you wholesome career support services right from career counseling, training, mentoring, and recruitment services all under one umbrella. You can also join us on www.prayaana.org or check our website. You can join us or register, or you can also download our Prayaana app via Play Store. If you are a student or a working woman or a woman who wants to resume her career after a long break and upgrade your skills, then Prayaana undoubtedly is a right platform for you. Prayaana Collective, Prakol, it's India's first e-commerce platform that is dedicated to the empowerment of women. The platform is uniquely designed with an attractive affiliate marketing model where all the customers are given an opportunity for lifetime savings and earnings. Just check our website www.prakol.com. And yes, how can you interact with us? Well, you can post your queries at the live chat in our YouTube channel, and the queries will be shared to the guests live and answered. Well, today we are here with the second edition of our Startup Saga. Lean Startup is clearly a set of principles to create and design startups under limited resources and tremendous uncertainty to build their ventures more flexibly. It's mainly based on the ideas that entrepreneurs can make their implicit assumptions about how their venture works explicit and empirically testing it. Startups are all about taking risks, and today we're glad to have Munish Chawla sir and Mr. Shijo Prakash who took that risk and are succeeding at the startups immensely. Let's see the introduction of Munish Chawla sir first. Munish Chawla sir is the co-founder and chief happiness officer of Jevitam. He completed his graduation in Bachelor of Commerce from Babasaheb Ambedkar University. He is also a certified costs and work accountant. He is the co-founder and chief happiness officer at Jevitam. He is also the founder director of Virtuoso Sales Solution Ltd. He is the good leader, teammate, and a visionary leader. He is a go-getter and tries to think out of the box solutions for the issues around. He has launched various startups in the livelihood, hospitality, training, and NRI services sector, and a 27-year veteran of the sales and banking industry. He is passionate about startups, especially tech-enabled companies, and helping others to achieve their goals. He shares his passion to help others find their own purpose and empowerment so that they can live the lives they truly desire. Sir, we are indeed honored to have here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank Prayaana, for taking this initiative. I think this is a wonderful initiative, and I congratulate you all for taking it forward. Women, it's all women workforce I can see over there, and women have to be a part of the workforce. We have to be really empowered. In India, we have around 17% of women only working. So I'm going to talk about it later. First, I'll give you a brief introduction about myself. My name is Munish Chawla. She shared just now my profile, but I'll give you a quick background. I've been a banker for over 20 years. I was last working with Citibank, and I was heading their NRI business. I was jet setting across the globe, opening geographies for them. Prior to that, I was in Dubai, and before that, I was with ICICI Bank. And I've spent my time in financial services and banking. Okay. 20 years into service, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara movie dekhi, and bahar aa gaya. I came out. I call it a quit, and I ventured into my startup journey way back in year 2012. So it has been 8 years into my startup journey, and it has been a pretty unique and pretty exciting journey. We wanted to. We were always looking at some out of the box ideas and wanted to create wealth for ourselves and our shareholders. and help people. That's where we wanted to work along, help people in sales or help people other ways. So this journey continued, a lot of positive things and not positive things, and we kept moving, and now we are having our startup called Jevitam. Okay, Jevitam is a livelihood platform. Basically, we are providing work opportunities to people. Work opportunities, which means is self-employment and employment both, as an entrepreneurship and employment both. And this is very unique platform which is focusing on the bottom of the pyramid workforce, which is many times we call them blue collar workers, we call them gig economy workers, we call them migrant workers, we call them construction workers. We have gone different names to them. And this segment has been into news, recently post COVID crisis. Uh, Jevitam, when we came into Jevitam, startup, we were outsiders. We had no understanding about the uh, industry and the specific for this segment, which we spoke about. And being an outsider, it's always gives you an outsider perspective. And we wanted to give out of the box solutions to this segment. Uh, India, as having major of its workforce is still counted in this category, which is there. So we call them blue collar, for example. That's a category which we wanted to do. And the problems of this segment is very unique, and we did find that this segment there is a lot of turnover. People find it very difficult to get work. Them they are not very paid very well. The conditions of working are not good. So many things were coming, and basically this whole segment was bound by contractors and other people. So it was very unorganized. We said, can we, like the white collar workforce has been organized, is there any way can we organize the blue collar workforce also? And we came out with this. We came out with a lot of innovations. We very clearly decided that this segment does not need an app, and this segment does not need a website also. So we came out with a one nation, one number for livelihood, which basically meant that all the people who are looking for work, they will dial into this number and they will get registered. You know, so we said तीन कदम तरक्की के कॉल करो, register करो, और मनचाही जगह पर मनचाहा काम पाओ. And this really became viral, because people started calling us and they started getting work. And in the last 3 years, we have been able to create around 1.5 crore work seekers are on Jevitam platform as we speak. And this platform is growing very fast. We have been working with governments, central government, state government. We have been working with skill development firms. We have been working with corporates. We have been working with gig economy platforms. So we have been last 3 years, our journey started from employment, where we were giving jobs, and then we shifted to, we saw there is another big focus, which is entrepreneurship. And that's how this livelihood platform Jevitam came in. Jevitam is a Sanskrit name for livelihood. So ये livelihood platform बन गया. And this crisis, this COVID crisis, which has come in, has put Jevitam platform into the center space. Now, when I say center space, what we are seeing is there is across the world, there are two things happening: saving lives and saving livelihood. So Sanskrit name Jevitam livelihood platform, suddenly we are helping people save livelihood. And this is something which is, working out very well, for especially, as I said, this whole workforce is in transition. People are, when I say transition, we have been seeing pictures of migrant workers going back home. So they are in transition. We have been seeing, transition of workforce from sunset industry to sunrise industries. So whichever industries which are going, hospitality industry is a sunset industry. It's not doing well for all good reasons, And there are certain industries which are doing pretty medical industry, FMCG, they are doing well. So there was a requirement, there's a shift transition happening there. People who have gone back home, they are looking for work there. There are college students, who are coming out around 10 million, 1 crore college students get into the workforce every year. So they are right suddenly, they are back home. They are looking for work over at home only, because parents are saying you are not going to go back, till this crisis gets over. So now these people are struggling over there to find work, and there are jobs which are going away, and they are not coming back. So forced entrepreneurship is now coming into place, because when you are not finding any job, and then you start looking for work and you start doing something of your own. So we have been seeing this transition happening, and we basically aligned ourselves with the requirements of these people. For them, finding livelihood is critical, and that's how we have been working on. We have been able to do 5 major things, which I'm going to talk about in this. First, we are when this transition has happened, the important thing is you should know where are they, where are these workforce are, because where they were, they have moved on. So it is important to do skill mapping. So we have been working with state governments, we are working with philanthropy organizations where we are doing skill mapping. Okay, what the skill mapping means is, we give our number is there, one nation, one number, 011 4938 4938. So this number is there. So people are calling on this number, and they are registering themselves. So it's a voice, AI and voice to call technology which we are using. So you call, they say, I am Munish Chawla, I'm living in Greater Noida. I'm 25, 28 years of experience. I have been working in corporate life. All these things, the questions are asked and he replies to that question, and that's it. A digital profile gets created. So this, you are mapping actually the skills of that person, how much experience, where are they, everything. Now this becomes a very current profile of your digital profile, which is getting created. No resume, no sending no app, nothing required. And that's how it is coming. And especially for the segment which we are targeting, it became a very good thing. So skill mapping is something which we are doing pretty hard, which is there. Second, what we are important is we are doing matchmaking. Matchmaking is, on economic times, if you see, there are 2 things. One, on one side, you are seeing people saying we do not have work, and on the other side, you are saying corporate, we are not finding workers. So in our nation and across the world, I keep saying there is na to kaam ki kami hai, na kaam karne walon ki kami hai. There is neither shortage of work, neither shortage of work seekers. The problem is of matchmaking. So we are doing matchmaking. In that matchmaking of the digital profiles which we have created, we are matchmaking it to the full-time and part-time jobs available. Believe me, there are still available, those jobs. We are mapping them to the entrepreneurship schemes. Entrepreneurship may you become a gig economy worker, you become a self-employed, you become a micro entrepreneur, you become an MSME. So whatever you are, we are helping you find work there, also connecting you to fly. So entrepreneurship is something we are matching it. And third, which is more important, is we are also matching now with the government schemes. So we are trying to work with various district collectors, various state governments, central government schemes, where we are saying, this is your government scheme, whether it is Minerga or whether it is any state-sponsored schemes, Abhi Garib Kalyan Rozgar Yojana nikal ke aayi hai. So we are trying to learn from that and see how we can match the government schemes, because always government has struggled on reaching out to the direct beneficiary. So this is what we are trying to do over here. So skill mapping and matchmaking is something which we are doing, number 1. Number 2, one of the things which has happened with COVID is every one of us is working from home. Okay. And this is for me, the biggest thing which has happened. I read I saw the one creative sent by thing, who is the person who caused this digital transformation, wherein everyone is working from home. We are having this virtual seminar, we are talking to everyone. So everyone is at home and they are working. The BPOs are working, the KPOs are working, the stock exchange is working, the banks are working, everyone is working and everyone is at home. So how is it making? It's because of the digital transformation. Who was responsible for that digital transformation? Neither the CEO, neither CTO. It was Corona. Now this Corona has made us sit at home and work. And suddenly we realize, yes, we can be productive sitting at home. Twitter is saying nobody has to come to office for 2021. Facebook says 75% need not come to office. TCS says 75% not come to office. I have spoken to so many HRs heads of business heads of BPOs, KPOs, and various companies. They say we are not coming back home soon. Recently government extended IT and ITS companies to work from home till December. So next 6 months we are working from home. What does that mean for us? It means, whether you are sitting in Delhi or you are sitting in Allahabad or you're sitting in Gangtok or you're sitting in somewhere in Chennai or in Mumbai or in Pune, how does it matter? So suddenly there is something called distributed workforce is coming up. Wherever you are, you can work. And this opens up a lot of opportunities for people, especially women. Women work from home is something which is very, very clear. PWD, person with disability work from home is something a reality now. Because women always had a challenge of going out, because the atmosphere was not conducive. Opportunities, especially for tier 2, tier 3 cities, were not as much for women there. Okay. And, it was a struggle for women to find those opportunities, I'm father of I'm proud father of two daughters, and they are doing so well. And I see them, really, finding good work. My daughter who's in 11th class, she's doing work. My daughter who's a lawyer, elder one who's a lawyer, she's doing work, and they all are doing work working from home. So suddenly working from home and has opened up thing. There is a distributed global workforce has emerged. So you can work whichever part of the country you may be, tier 2, tier 3 city, village, you have now equal opportunity to work, because where you work, it doesn't matter. Okay. We at Jevitam are creating one of the largest distributed sales workforce of freelancers, 100,000 freelancers. We are starting with 100,000 freelancers, and we are going to be soon many fold into that. So distributed workforce is, and I'm saying it, today, if you are in Delhi and you are in Bombay or you are in Chennai or you are in any small city, Pune, for that matter, you can also apply for jobs across the globe. So distributed workforce is something which, Jevitam is working on. That is number 2. Number 3, we are working on something, this because of this crisis, suddenly colleges got closed, the campus placement stopped, and corporates were not able to travel, colleges were still closed, students have gone back home. So what to do? Okay. So what we said was, again, here the technology comes in, wherein the corporates are at home, students are at home, colleges are closed and they are at home, and digital campus placement happening. And when this started happening, we started asking 4 very important questions. I said, where it is written that campus placement cannot happen in tier 2, tier 3 cities, and especially in those colleges where campus placement has never happened. Okay, that's something which we started focus on. I said, why? Because as I said, we give an outsider perspective. Why? We can't do that. Second thing, which was more important was, why it is only campus placement, focus only on BTech and MBA students. No, campus placement should be done for everyone. Whether you are a BA student, BCom student, it should be done for everyone. Third, we said, why campus placement has to happen only once in a year? Why can't it happen till the time everyone gets work? And work means work, employment or entrepreneurship, both, startup, anything what you want to do. So that is number 3. And number 4, the most important is, why not, the campus placement happen for students who are in first year, second year. They have apprenticeship opportunities, they have internship opportunities, they have freelancer opportunities, they have part-time opportunities. The world has opened up for them. And this is how we started doing, digital campus placement. We did a webinar with Association of Indian Universities, and we are progressing well on that side. This has to be, Atmanirbhar. We have started a campaign yesterday with the Allahabad colleges over there. India ka student banega Atmanirbhar. We are asking students not to get dependent on their colleges for their thing, form a self-help group sort of a thing, form a committees. Anyway, they run those committees. Take the things in their own hand. And believe me, there are so many opportunities available for you. So third, we started focusing on digital campus placement. And, one thing more which came out with us is we started saying, in this world, philanthropy organizations, so there are a lot of corporate CSRs, there are a lot of fundraising platforms like Milap and everyone, and then there are impact funds, I've been talking to a lot of the Indian and international impact funds. So philanthropy, started becoming very important into it. So we said, we'll help. First earlier skill development used to happen and livelihood used to get, if you do skill development, you will find livelihood. Now, because of Corona crisis, skill development is not happening. So we said, let us do skill mapping and find livelihood. Let us do help matchmaking to it. Let us work for the street vendors. Let us work for the bottom of the pyramid workers. Why not we start the any color workforce? So that's how we have been, working on. I think I am Jevitam is now 1.5 crore work seekers on the platform, and I'm pretty confident we'll have 10 crore work seekers on this platform. We are growing very fast.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. No doubt about that.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Coming up next, over to you, Charvi.
Hi, I'm the co-host Charvi, and the second guest we have is Mr. Shijo Prakash. He's presently working full-time as a founder and CEO of Vufto, his startup. He's pursuing Bachelor of Technology from Hindustan University and founded his own company Vufto on July 2015. He's a music producer and has produced tracks like Cascade and True Dream. He is certified practitioner of the Global Leadership Assessment. He is strong business development professional. He's also skilled in entrepreneurial organizations, successful business owners, retail sales, and venture management. It is really commendable that you have achieved so much at such a young age. You probably must be one of the youngest guests that we have invited to the future talks. We are pleased to have you, and we would love to know more about your startup. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Shijo, the founder and CEO of Vufto. So I started up my startup back then when I was school. Yeah, you heard it right, school. Because when everybody around me were just playful and they were doing something else, they didn't have a life goal. All that they were thinking was about what we have to do next and what are we doing tomorrow. That was what they were thinking. But I had a goal. I thought there's something which I have to achieve and I have to be successful at a young age. And that was my goal. And sitting back at home thinking about what startup do I start because I was too young and because I wasn't even legal to start a company. So I spoke with my father and I got his PAN card and all his details. Then got him with his bank account and everything. I started my first company. I called it Vufto and I started selling custom merch because I thought there's only two things in the world which is not uh, going to go because that's food and clothing. Clothing is something which every human needs as an essential, and food is something which everybody will need until the world ends. So both these categories were really a very big mind-provoking thing to me. So I was thinking which one to start. So I went with the clothing business. So I started calling up manufacturers in the first place. Being too young, I didn't know what to do. So the next big thing, I Googled it. So I found a lot of manufacturers in India. I started speaking with them and I came up with this idea of custom merchandise because it was one of the first, I was one of the first person to start a company who does custom merchandise in India. Let it be if it's one order or if it's 1,000 or it's a 10,000. So numbers that didn't matter to me. All I wanted to do is to give the product to the customer. So later, I started selling it to my friends back then at school. So I used to give them some basic merchandise like clothing, anything printed which was on my catalog. So from a printed notebook with a printed custom design to a printed T-shirt to a printed hoodie. So everything which is printed was on my catalog. I was selling it, and that's how I started. So when I was in my 12th grade and I was about to finish it, I already had a network because I was a music producer and I was also playing at a lot of culturals and fests. So I had a lot of friends from the music industry. And since they were doing music, so I had a lot of artists who wanted their t-shirts. So I just started giving them t-shirts and it was just basic at that point of time. So later when I joined college, that was the real time when I took a whole roundabout to the real time business. So I understood that there is a lot of universities, a lot of office spaces, a lot of co-working spaces, and a lot of other environments which needed custom clothing. Custom clothing was not like a uniform. It was something which was meant for special events. So I started going and touching the market because there was no other company. Normally, a manufacturer needs to be contacted by the customer, but here I made it vice versa. So a customer gives me a mail or a message, and the manufacturer, me, I already have partnered with manufacturer, so I go to the consumer, I go to the customer, I get their order, I get the agreement signed, I deliver it in their place. So I made it much simpler for them, all at their doorstep. So that was my biggest selling point, I would say. So starting up with Vufto clothing, we were successful, and it was nothing unlike what was in the market because there was no other company doing the same thing. Because if you want something custom, you would have to go to a local store which does that in your area or your district or something. But here, I shipped all over India, and I soon started making it international too. So it was my unique selling point that I hit the target. So later, I was sent from my school, from my college, to go abroad to Taiwan for a cultural exchange program where I met with 100 entrepreneurs of my age. So all these people were having a goal. They had a plan of what they have to achieve. So seeing their goals and their targets and what they're thinking, I got my mind widened. I really came across a lot of technology, a lot of new innovative methods of business and new successful entrepreneurs who are evolving at a very young age. And I just realized, wait a minute. So I've been here in my university, I've been in my first year, and I've not seen any other entrepreneurs. The only time I have a chance to meet entrepreneurs back then in college was if I go out of my university or if I go to a networking summit or an entrepreneurial fest or something. Because I realized that India is going low on entrepreneurs. And I started thinking, what was the problem? Like, why are entrepreneurs not evolving? Why are people not taking entrepreneurship in India? Later realized it was hard for me to, being from a family which is not doing business. I had to go through a lot of struggles. I didn't know how to register a company. I was not a commerce student. So I didn't know what accounts meant. I didn't know any business terms. It was all by learning and experience which I learned. I didn't know how a sales agreement looked like when I was in school. But later I learned it. So I understood that the schools are not teaching entrepreneurship as a part of life. I don't think entrepreneurship is just a business owner. Being a business owner is not doesn't make you an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who's innovative in his ways. An entrepreneur is a market leader and not a market player. And all these things taught me what entrepreneurship was. And I understood how hard it is for a normal person from a normal society to bring his idea into the market. So that's when I launched Vufto Tech, which was my tech startup. That was when I realized I have to do something. Or not everybody has money, and it is not equal in India. In US or in other countries, you have a lot of funds which the government gives you, like in India, but the funds are much easier to get because the people from US or from Hong Kong, from Singapore or Dubai, it's very easy. They can just go onto a website, register, they get the money, and they can start using it in their business. But here in India, you have to register your company, then get the money. And the way it is being structured here in India is a little hard because people don't easily understand the way it works. And this is something which I felt, and I just launched this company, Vufto Startup. And that was my third startup. Vufto Startup is a platform for entrepreneurs to come together and work. So I understood bringing a community of entrepreneurs will make business easy. So I launched Vufto Startup. So I combined all three together, and Vufto Tech basically is a tech company which helps you providing web development services. It gives you app development services for free. So if you are a startup with an idea, if your idea is good, we work on your idea. We create you a good application or whatever you want to have. We finish that for you. We give you a website, we give you an application, we
That's
launch it on
great.
Play Store. We do all of that for you. And as soon as your startup is evolving and you make profits, then you can come back to us and pay the money. So that was my initial goal with Vufto Tech. Coming back to Vufto Startup, I started speaking at a lot of seminars and a lot of online events and offline events too. Back then, working on entrepreneurship.
Mr. Shijo will come back to that in a while.
Yeah.
It's great to have you both, and we know that you have so many things to share, but we are really falling short of time, so we need to cut it real short. So, without any further delay, let's begin with our question and answer session.
Yeah.
My first question is to Munish Chawla sir. Sir, what unseen opportunities did you face while starting Jevitam?
Please get the question again.
What unseen opportunities did you see or did you face, while starting Jevitam?
I think that's a good question. Startup, when you get into a startup, you have all the things which are unforeseen, because you are getting into a zone which is uncharted, and nobody has really done it. So, it is always you go with certain hunch, with experience, certain, when you read out to what actually the customer is asking is something what you create. And if you see your customer coming back to you and seeing value in it, I think you are on the right path. What we did was we, uh, basically challenged everything what was there, which was considered as normal. We challenged that, and that's what we got evolved. So everything when you do a startup is unforeseen. You have to dive into it and keep finding your way as you go forward. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, sir, you did. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
my question is to Mr. Shijo. Initially, what difficulties did you face while you were starting Vufto?
Yeah. So it was with the legal stuff. Starting Vufto, registering a company was something new to me. I didn't know the legal procedures and all these things. But eventually, it was through networking which I learned how things work. Because finding the right people who can help you out is a key to entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship is not just you being a solopreneur, it's also being a community, getting into a community of entrepreneurs, finding like-minded people who can work with you and teach you what you have to be doing. So that was something which I faced, but and I'm also helping other entrepreneurs register their firms, telling them how they can register it for free, and also if they are going with a private limited, I'm giving the contacts and all these things, helping them to go up on their staircase to winning their idea.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Yeah,
I think Tejal will ask the next question.
Coming back to Munish sir. Sir, how or what do you think are the unique features of Jevitam that makes it lucrative for the investors?
Oh yeah, one of the unique thing is scale. You know, we are, as I said, right now having around 15 million people on our platform, 1.5 crores, and we'll be 100 million soon. This segment, everyone wants to focus on help this segment, which is the vulnerable segment, which is the bottom of the pyramid segment, where actually the problem lies of saving livelihood. So today, we are talking to all the big firms, who are looking at a, a pivot to basically get a foothold into this segment is something that excites a lot of our investors, and we are solving a big problem. See where investors see, possibilities where there is scale, where the technology is there, where a unique solution is there. We are, solving this problem through IVR and through phone. No app, nothing. And in India, still 400 people, 400 million people, 300 million, 400 million people do not use smartphones. So I think they are seeing big opportunity in us, and I think we will able to add value to all our shareholders as we go forward.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you
sir.
so much,
Charlie,
sir. Yeah. So my question is to Mr. Shijo. How did you promote your Vufto so that you could reach maximum people? Like, what are the
So
marketing strategies
yeah,
you
so I believe
used?
in word of mouth because word of mouth is much powerful than what online and social media can offer. Because I had to form a network of entrepreneurs who I could work with. So I understood that networking is key. So in my first year of college, I was going around to all culturals all over India, from Bangalore, Trichy, whatnot. I was going all around South India, just visiting colleges, going to entrepreneurship fests, sitting there, going to competitions, winning B-plan events, and that was my key. So I got all the contact details of everybody who were there. So later, if they wanted something like a custom merchandise or custom clothing, you know where to go. So they then ordered from me. So that was my initial way of contacting people. And that actually really worked for me because that also gave me a personal touch because I personally have a contact with them. I'm their friend. And if they are sharing it to their friends, it's going to be a mutual understanding too. So all this has helped me, and word of mouth gives you more trust than social media. So I think that is the best type of marketing if you're going with a company which is offering things for a huge quantity, or if you're being a supplier or a dealer. I hope it answered.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, over to you, Tejal.
again, sir, what are your future plans for Jevitam or any upcoming projects that you would like to share about Vufto?
I think you are breaking.
Okay, I'll just ask the question. So what are your future plans or any upcoming projects for Jevitam?
Am I audible now?
Now, I think that's a good question. For us, we always look into the future. But this future is very uncertain for many. But we have a very clear path that we want to help people find sustainable livelihood. That is our focus area. Whether you are a construction worker, whether you are a blue collar worker, whether you are a migrant worker, whether you are a college student, wherever, whichever part of the world, we are right now working on focusing on India, but our platform is also going international. So our focus is to next, 6 months, 1 year, keep our focus alive for finding sustainable livelihood. All the people who are finding it difficult, helping save livelihood. That will be our focus for the next 6 months to 1 year.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Uh, so this is for Shijo, sir. So do you have any upcoming projects that you would like to share about Vufto? Also, would you would like to know how did you come up with the name for your startup, Vufto?
So Vufto was an innovative name. Everybody asked me that, and it was just that I was thinking for an innovative name, and it was I just wanted it to sound catchy, so I just went with random letters, and I ended up having a good name. And I think random company names actually work because nobody thought what Google meant and Google works. Nobody thought what Uber meant and Uber works. Nobody thought what Oyo is. But because all the successful brands actually have way they name their company. It has something to do with the naming part of the company because they actually name it with random letters. And talking about what I'm looking forward to doing with Ufto is during the pandemic right now, I've been working with a lot of tech startups. Recently, as we speak, I'm working with a company in Hong Kong, which is helping these domestic workers, basically people like housemates who come into the country to work in households. But they end up not doing anything because now during the pandemic, they are homeless because they don't have any earnings. So they are just running out of money and they're just staying in Hong Kong. They're not even able to go out of the country. So this is a startup which I'm working for, and I've been working with them right now as a software consultant, also helping them understand what we can do in the future and creating an UI application to help them catch these people and give them jobs. So I've also been working with other startups, helping them to create their idea into reality. Yeah.
Yeah. So Munish sir, since you're so experienced in this field, any message that you would like to give to?
So, Charvi, can you repeat the question?
Okay, so since you're so experienced in this field, any message that you would like to give to the budding entrepreneurs?
Yeah, okay. I certainly do have a message for all the entrepreneurs, and all the existing startups. These are little challenging times, where a lot of uncertainty is there. Uh, there is ongoing crisis out there, and every crisis throws opportunities. We all need to revisit whatever we have been doing in the past. Past is no parameter for you to plan your future, especially in this pandemic. You need to be very adaptive to the changes which is happening across there. As I said, old ways of doing may not work. You need to look into out of the box solutions. Look into the same customer which you have been focusing on. What is he asking? If you are not finding those customers really giving you what revenue you are looking at, look for newer roles. Look for the application for whatever you are doing in a different way. I think that is something which you need to do that. You need to basically, I will say, like in Jevitam, what plans we had made in the month of January, February, January we had made. In the month of March, after this crisis, we threw those plans away. And we went back to the drawing board and we really changed the whole course of what we are doing. What we were doing in the month of February, March is not we are doing in the month of July. So, I want you to stick on to what you are doing. Believe in yourself. This, difficult times also do not last long. You need to revisit your core values, revisit your strengths, and keep moving and keep working hard. For all the people who are right now lost jobs, or who are out of work, I think again for them also I have a very clear message. Look at this whole crisis as an opportunity. There are needs which are coming up. For example, a lot of I know a lot of my textile friends, who have now started making PPE kits, and India is one of the largest PPE kit manufacturer in India now. So we are, these were the people who were doing, exporting garments, and from they saw, exporting garments is not going to happen so easily. And then the same capacity they started using in for other things. I have seen Asian Paints is coming out with sanitizers, Asian Paints is a paint company. It's coming out with sanitizers now. Okay. So a lot of things, I've seen the five-star hotel doing home delivery now. Okay. So what you have to do is what are the new opportunities you can look into with the same thing, is for all the people which is there. Think of possibilities, think of, opportunities. That's what I would like to say to all the people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So my question is to Shijo, sir. Any suggestions that you would like to give to make the struggle of the budding entrepreneurs easy?
Okay. So all I want to say is be positive and strong because during a time of like a pandemic, many entrepreneurs I personally know are struggling to make profits. because they have ideas, they have everything, they have a team, but since they are into this pandemic, they don't really have any use for their company, because you have to adapt. Adapting, as Sir was telling, is an initial part. It is a main part of entrepreneurship. Adapting to changes, being there, analyzing the situation, knowing what is going on and how we can be there. I really see entrepreneurship like a surfer, because when a surfer is surfing on a surfboard, he's actually seeing the waves. He's not just standing there. He sees the waves and he moves according to the waves. By moving according to the waves, he makes sure that he stands on the top. So the same way, if you know what is coming again, you should be updated with the news. You should know what is going on with the global economies. You should know everything. Knowing a lot of things, understanding situations, and bringing new things, being innovative is the key. Because all the companies who I know, they are just going into new innovative methods. I have a lot of friends who have co-working spaces on their personal, as their personal business. But right now, due to this pandemic, they don't have any use for it. Now they just changed their business into a different thing. They are giving out PCs and they're giving out laptops and chairs and tables for rentals. So they're just giving it away to people who want it in a nearby location. Because due to this pandemic, all these things are changing. So many people are evolving, and evolving is entrepreneurship. Evolving from what you were to what you want to become is the whole idea of the game. That's what I think. People have to take care.
Yeah, that's right. My last question to Munish sir. Sir, how do you think is this pandemic going to change the face of entrepreneurship?
Okay. I think this pandemic is going to get more and more entrepreneurs into it. Okay. As I said, there are jobs which will never come back again. Okay. And people will be getting into forced entrepreneurship. There are entrepreneurs and there are forced entrepreneurs. So there's the entrepreneurship is going to be the thing. People will, start working from home. So when you are working from home, there is a whole world of opportunities which open up for you. There will be localization of services. You will have your local, milk vendor, your local newspaper vendor, local electrician. Everything will be local around, because this pandemic basically got the community setup going on. My society, my area where I live in, or the city which I live in. So the community is going to grow very strong, as we go forward. At the same time, we will be global, because of the digitalization, which is going to happen. So both of these, the community side and the digitalization, is throwing opportunities for people. Okay, you need to look into global. You don't have to, go local. With the thing is, you have to be local, and at the same time, you have to be global. Go local is what we are looking at. I think so. That's where the entrepreneurship opportunities are emerging. I have a very for two segments. One is women. This platform is a woman-centric platform. So I have a special thing for women. Over there, women work from home is something which is very coming up phenomena. Women workforce is going to increase. I want women to actually utilize this opportunity to do what they always wanted to do. Okay, they need to come into the workforce. They need to do more. I always feel they have not got their dues. There is so much they can do. So work from home is giving you tremendous opportunity. Make use of it. And I'm not only talking about coming into the corporate world. I'm talking about if you are you like dancing, you like singing, you like teaching, you like whatever you like to do. It is something you need to come out. And this is the world is now opened up for you. Okay, this crisis has opened up opportunities for women. So please, whether you and you are a college student, I see so bright students, Charvi and Tejal. I think you are doing excellent job, both of you. Keep up doing the good work which both of you are doing. Chandra is doing a good job. I think so. All the people are doing a really good job. Women over here, all on this particular platform, is doing good job. So Another segment which I'm very, very keen on is person with disabilities, PWDs. That is something again I'm looking at. Uh, I have met parents, whose whole focus in life is, that their children get settled, on their own, self-sufficient. And unfortunately, India, there is only 3% of PWD workforce there. So only 3%, that is something very, very ironical. I am saying, for PWDs also, this is an opportunity right now for them to work from home. Okay. So today, you are an asset victim survivor, or you are a PWD, with anything, you have actually nothing, to lose. You have all to gain in this crisis, so you can work from home. You can start your businesses from home. You can do a lot of things. I have seen, women coming out as a cloud kitchen entrepreneur. Okay. So they are launching their cloud kitchens, and see, in pandemic, you are very, very afraid of food from where it is coming, and you are not able to cook food at home always. So women entrepreneurs coming in, providing home cooked food in this crisis is something as a big opportunity which is coming up. So women entrepreneurs are coming, PWDs, people with eyes disabilities, they are able to work from home. People with leg disabilities, they are able to work from home. So there are huge opportunities coming your way. You have to just open up. I know so many corporates, so many big corporates who are looking for people, for them. So there is both on the employment side and on the entrepreneurship side, there are huge opportunities available. No need to get disheartened. No need to get into what is negativity. Throw positive affirmations outside, to the universe. एक वो हमारा ये शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग था, किसी चीज को तुम शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात आपको उससे मिलाने की साजिश करती है. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you can do. You will see, all doors opening for you. And I wish you all the best. And I wish you all the people of this platform also, they are doing things. I am happy to be part of this whole platform. And I wish you all the best for all your future programs also. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, we come to an end of our Startup Saga episode. I would like to thank Munish, Chawla, sir, and Mr. Shijo Prakash for enlightening us with their knowledge. Thank you for gracing the audience with your presence. For the audience, you can share your feedback as a comment on our YouTube channel. For advertisements or sponsorships, you can mail us at joinprayaana@gmail.com. Tomorrow's topic is on mobile phone photography by Ms. Judy Thomas, and this is the schedule for the upcoming webinars. Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
With this, we conclude the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.